About a 45-minute drive southwest of Aberdeen, Cresbard, South Dakota is home to around 100 people. To some, it might seem like any small town you just pass through. But almost 70 years ago, the players on the tiny town's high school basketball team gave residents something to rally around, a state championship. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Jordan DeSmit shares the team's story and introduces us to the man who worked tirelessly to preserve the triumph in history.
Bob Swanhorst grew up in Cresbard during the 1940s and 50s.
Well, it's small town. That's a whole different, culture.
Part of that culture in the Northeast South Dakota community included basketball.
Really, it was the activity in school. I mean, you'd go to school, and first thing it was, there's a couple of hoops outside or something, and that's what you did in noon hour and stuff. And then you got to watching the high school team and impressed with some of those players, and you just thought, wow, that's quite a deal.
Swanhorst became a good player himself, suiting up for the Cresbard Comets. He was part of talented teams in high school, but they fell short in 1955 and earned a runner-up finish in 1956, which gave them all the motivation they needed going into the 1957 season.
We knew we were getting close, but close is only good in horseshoe, so we had some work to do, and it wasn't going to be easy.
But if you look at the team's record in 1957, it sure looks like they made it look easy. The team had 38 wins and only one loss. The Comets scheduled more games than teams typically do today to play as much quality competition as possible. It paid off. Cresbard won the Class B crown after beating Corona in the state championship game.
It was kind of a dream come true.
It was a different game in that time. There was no shot clock or three-point line. Since the Cresbard state title run, the game has evolved, and the school has shut down. However, despite all the changes, the Comets' 1957 season will live on thanks to author Lee Raines, who recently published a book about the team.
They were a big team, well coached. They had a great deal of pride.
Raines is originally from Groton, South Dakota, but lives in Texas now. The research for the book was extensive. He reached out to as many people as he could with ties to the team.
There are great stories, and I thought that was as important as what happened at an individual basketball game.
He also got to see some of them in person at a Sioux Falls Applebee's in January.
The Applebee thing was very enjoyable, other than the fact that your weather's horrible. It was so cold.
For Swanhorst, he was glad he got to meet the man who's trying to keep the team's accomplishment from fading away from history.
I thought it was really what Lee Raines did was really interesting because, it was kind of a revival of our roots. And boy, you don't want to forget where you've come from.
Swanhorst also hopes readers can learn a thing or two from the team's story.
When you're the underdog, you don't have the advantage of a lot of other schools. You have something to prove to yourself, and you have to stick together. I know in basketball, a team of 5 people or 12 people, you've got to stick together. You've got to get along. You've got to overlook certain things. You've got to overcome certain things. And that's pretty much, I think, the lesson there.
They'll discover the triumph of the little town.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Jordan DeSmit.
You can find Raines' book on Amazon or on his website. We've included links to check it out under this story on KELOLAND.com.